Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something fascinating. The incredible animals that didn't just share our planet, but actively shaped our civilization. These aren't just random creatures, they're the unsung heroes and villains that altered the course of human history forever. Let's count down the top 10 animals that changed the world as we know it. Coming in at number 10, we have the humble silkworm. These tiny moths might not look impressive, but they created one of history's most valuable commodities: silk. For over 5,000 years, the secret of silk production was China's most closely guarded technology. The Silk Road, a massive trade network connecting East and West, was named after this luxury material. These ancient trade routes didn't just move fabrics, they transferred ideas, technologies, and even religions across continents. Imagine, these small insects created an international commercial network that shaped cultural exchange between civilizations for centuries. Pretty impressive for a moth. Number 9 on our list are bees, nature's master pollinators and honey producers. Honey was humanity's primary sweetener for thousands of years before sugar became widely available. Ancient Egyptians used honey in religious ceremonies, medicine, and even embalming. But bees' biggest contribution? Pollination. About 1/3 of the world's food production depends on these industrious insects. Without them, human agriculture and food systems would collapse. Bees gave us honey, wax for candles, and most importantly, they continue to sustain our food supply through pollination. Talk about a buzzing impact on human history. Our number 8 spot goes to an animal with a darker legacy: the rat. These rodents, along with the fleas they carried, spread the bubonic plague across medieval Europe, killing an estimated 25 million people, about 1/3 of Europe's population at the time. The Black Death reshaped European society. Labor shortages led to higher wages for survivors. The immense death toll shook religious authority and feudal systems. Some historians even argue that the aftermath of the plague helped set the stage for the Renaissance. While their impact was devastating, rats unintentionally reshaped European society, economy, and political structures in ways that still influence our world today. At number 7, we have one of history's deadliest killers, the mosquito. It might be hard to believe that something so small could have such a massive impact, but mosquitoes have been responsible for more human deaths than any other creature on Earth. These tiny, buzzing insects are vectors for deadly diseases like malaria, yellow fever, dengue fever, Zika virus, and West Nile virus, claiming millions of lives throughout history. Mosquito-borne diseases have shaped the rise and fall of civilizations. Entire military campaigns have been derailed not by enemy forces, but by the invisible threat of disease. During the American Revolution, for example, it wasn't just musket fire and bayonets the British had to fear. It was malaria. In fact, more British soldiers died from mosquito-borne illness than from combat, weakening their grip and arguably hastening American independence. Fast forward to the early 20th century, and we find mosquitoes nearly halting one of the most ambitious engineering feats of all time: the Panama Canal. Before mosquito control was implemented, yellow fever and malaria devastated workers, killing thousands and threatening the completion of the canal. Only after significant public health efforts, including draining breeding grounds and widespread fumigation, did the construction resume at full force. But it doesn't stop there. Some historians believe that mosquitoes have played a silent but powerful role in reshaping global empires. In tropical regions across Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia, mosquito-borne illnesses made it nearly impossible for European colonizers to establish permanent settlements. Where European diseases devastated native populations in temperate zones, malaria and yellow fever worked in the opposite direction in the tropics, acting as a deadly natural defense. In this sense, mosquitoes may have unintentionally preserved indigenous cultures and territories more effectively than armed resistance ever could. In fact, some scholars argue that the mosquito is an uncredited force behind major geopolitical boundaries. Without it, colonial empires might have looked very different, or lasted far longer. So while we often swat them away as mere annoyances, mosquitoes have quietly shaped human history in profound and sometimes tragic ways. Their impact isn't just a matter of biology, it's political, economic, and global. Number 6 on our list are cows, the multipurpose powerhouses of agriculture. For thousands of years, cattle have provided humans with meat, milk, leather, and labor. In many early agricultural societies, cattle ownership was the primary measure of wealth. The domestication of cattle around 10,000 years ago helped humanity transition from hunting and gathering to settled farming. Cows pulled plows that increased crop yields, revolutionizing agriculture and allowing human populations to grow. In India, cows became sacred in Hindu culture, demonstrating how these animals didn't just impact our diets and economies, but also our religious beliefs and cultural practices. Our number 5 spot belongs to one of the most quietly influential animals in human history, the sheep. These woolly creatures might not seem groundbreaking at first glance, but their contribution to civilization is immense. Sheep revolutionized how humans dressed, traveled, and even expanded across the globe. Wool, in particular, became a game-changer. Unlike other animal fibers, wool has a remarkable set of properties. It's insulating, breathable, water-resistant, and incredibly durable. These qualities made it ideal for withstanding harsh climates, allowing early humans to migrate and settle in colder regions that would have otherwise been uninhabitable. Wool essentially became the prehistoric version of high-performance gear, helping our ancestors survive winters and thrive in new environments. As societies advanced, so did the importance of sheep. During the Middle Ages, the wool trade became the economic engine of medieval Europe, especially in England, Flanders, and Italy. English wool, in particular, was prized for its quality and exported across the continent. Vast fortunes were built on the backs of sheep, quite literally. Entire towns known as wool towns sprang up and flourished thanks to the booming textile trade. You can still find architectural remnants of that wealth today in places like Lavenham and Lincoln, where medieval wool merchants lived in grand timber-framed houses. The influence of wool ran so deep in English society that it even left a mark on the country's highest political traditions. To this day, the Lord Chancellor, one of the most powerful legal figures in the UK, sits on a ceremonial cushion known as the woolsack in the House of Lords. It's not just a quirky tradition, it's a symbol of how vital the wool trade was to England's rise as an economic power. Beyond Europe, sheep continued to shape economies and landscapes. In Australia and New Zealand, sheep farming became a central pillar of colonization and agricultural development. Vast areas of land were transformed to accommodate grazing, and wool exports fueled national growth. So while sheep may seem humble, even mundane, they have been quietly transforming the world for thousands of years. From enabling survival in the Ice Age to laying the financial foundations of empires. Sheep also gave us lanolin for cosmetics, parchment for writing, and meat for sustenance. These unassuming animals clothed civilizations and built economic systems that shaped nations. Galloping in at number 4 are horses. When humans domesticated horses around 6,000 years ago, it completely transformed warfare, transportation, and agriculture. Horses gave humans unprecedented mobility. Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous land empire in history, was built on horseback. The Pony Express revolutionized communication across America. Horse-drawn plows and carriages were essential to agricultural and transportation revolutions. From the chariot armies of ancient Egypt to the cavalry that dominated battlefields for centuries, horses extended human reach and power in ways no other animal has matched. Our bronze medal goes to humanity's oldest animal companion, dogs. Domesticated at least 15,000 years ago, dogs were the first animals humans formed partnerships with. As hunters, herders, guards, and companions, dogs made human survival more viable. They helped hunt game, protected settlements from predators, herded livestock, and even served as early warning systems against threats. Beyond practical benefits, dogs provided something equally valuable: companionship. This human-animal bond shaped our understanding of cooperation and domestication, paving the way for relationships with other animals and fundamentally changing how humans interacted with the natural world. In second place, we have pigs, animals that dramatically transformed exploration and conquest. When European explorers and colonizers set sail, they often brought pigs aboard their ships as a self-replenishing food source. Unlike other livestock, pigs reproduce quickly and eat almost anything. When released on new lands, they rapidly established wild populations, forever changing native ecosystems. In the conquest of the Americas, pigs were often at the vanguard of European invasion. They altered indigenous landscapes and provided a reliable food source for colonizers. Some historians argue that without pigs, European colonization efforts might have failed due to food shortages. Our number one spot might surprise you. It's not a single animal, but the countless microscopic creatures that live in and around us. Beneficial microbes. While not traditional animals, these organisms have shaped human evolution and civilization in profound ways. The bacteria in our gut help us digest food and produce essential vitamins. Microbes allow us to make cheese, bread, wine, and countless other fermented foods that have been dietary staples for millennia. Recent research into the human microbiome reveals that these tiny organisms influence everything from our immune systems to our mental health. Our relationship with these microscopic creatures might be the most important symbiotic relationship in human history. So there you have it, the top 10 animals that changed human history. From microscopic partners to massive draft animals, these creatures have shaped our societies, economies, diets, and even our bodies in ways we're still discovering. What's truly fascinating is that human history can't be separated from these animal allies and adversaries. Our story is their story too. If you enjoyed this journey through history's most influential animals, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos exploring the hidden forces that shaped our world. Which animal on this list surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below.